Hey, good Monday morning. Yeah, Monday morning. And listen, I know there are folks who are struggling right now. Life is difficult. There are folks grieving right now over loss of loved ones. I have colleagues in ministry who are grieving because we lost one of our own. And life is difficult. I've had family members that we've lost to COVID-19, and I see so many people struggling these days. I saw division, and I continue to see division from the election here in the United States. And I think our problem as a country is that we've taken our eyes off of God. We have. We've put so many idols in front of God. I mean, seriously, we did. I mean, some people, they worship the idol of money. Some people worship the idol of possessions. Some people worship their homes. Some people worship celebrities and reality stars. Some people worship, we have so many things that we place before God. And in the book of Jonah, chapter 3, God was offering the people of Nineveh a chance to turn from their idols, to turn back to God. And I just want you as an individual. I mean, don't. I'm not talking about our country. I'm talking about you as an individual, because I've witnessed people on social media, and these people have placed politicians in that role of God. No, they're not. And what happens when you put politicians in that role? You have division, you have hate. It becomes red versus blue instead of America. You see what I'm saying? And so when you begin to place even your political platform in front of God, it becomes an idol. And instead of bringing people together, it becomes a great divider. And so Jonah was given an opportunity to go to Nineveh to bring the people back. Now, he didn't know that was the end cause or the end goal. But in Jonah chapter 3, it says the word of the Lord came to Jonah a second time. A second time. And that's what I love about the book of Jonah, because if you only remember that there was Jonah and a big fish, then you missed the whole point of this book in the Old Testament. Because this book is about, it's a book of grace. It shows you that God doesn't give up on people. And sometimes we do. Sometimes we give up on folks. I see people unfriending each other because they can't agree on politics. I see people unfriend each other because, again, they can't agree on religion. I see folks unfriend one another. And listen, my social media, I just use it to share my faith. I don't push it on anybody. And I use my social media to stay in contact with friends and family all over the world. I mean, literally all over the world. And I don't use it to argue. I don't use it to push politics. I don't use it to tear other people down. And Jonah was given an opportunity to go to Nineveh, and this was the second time, because God doesn't give up on him. And he doesn't know the message. God just tells him that the message I give you, that you are to proclaim it. And so this is the message that he proclaims. 40 more days and Nineveh will be overthrown. Did you hear that? 40 more days and Nineveh will be overthrown. Now notice there's nothing about repentance. There's nothing about turn your life around. There's nothing about lay down your idols. There's nothing about any of these things. But I think Jonah, from his own personal experience, understands that there's only one way. Because Jonah, before he goes to Nineveh that second time, he is in the belly of this big fish. And he is crying out to God. He is praying to God. And he says, but you, Lord my God, brought my life up from the pit. I mean, He is in the belly of this fish. And what is he saying? You have brought my life up from the pit. When my life was ebbing away, I remembered you, Lord, and my prayer rose to you, to your holy temple. Those who cling to worthless idols turn away from God's love for them. But I, with shouts of grateful praise, with sacrifice to you, what I have vowed I will make good. I will say, now listen to this, I will say, salvation comes from the Lord. And this becomes part of Jonah's testimony. And I really think that Jonah shared that message in addition to saying 40 more days and Nineveh will be overthrown. I think Jonah was sharing that message that salvation comes from the Lord. Because what happens later on in chapter 3 of Jonah, the king of Nineveh, he takes off his royal robes. He covered himself with sackcloth. He sat down in the dust, and he issued a proclamation to all of Nineveh. And I mean, it's about praying, it's about fasting. And he says, now listen to this. He says, let everyone call urgently on God. Let everyone call urgently on God. Because the king realizes that he is not to be worshiped. Just like our presidents, they're not to be worshiped. But he says that everyone call urgently on God. Let them give up their evil ways and their violence. I mean, this is a decree that we could issue here in the United States. Everyone give up their evil ways and their violence. And the king says, who knows? He says this as a question, who knows? Maybe God will relent and with compassion turn from his fierce anger so that we will not perish. And what did I say? Jonah is a book of grace, because in verse 10 it says, when God saw what they did and how they turned from their evil ways, God relented. He did not bring on them the destruction that he had threatened. And you know, God hasn't given up on any of us. And there's an opportunity for everyone, you, me, for those who have walked away from their faith, for those who have been turned away from faith because maybe you don't believe what other people believe, or maybe you don't live the right way, quote unquote, whatever it is. But you know what? God is a God of second chances and third chances and fourth chances. And this is an invitation to you. If you live in Ritchie County and you walked away from faith, I invite you. St. Luke's United Methodist Church. We're not meeting inside right now because I want to keep our community safe. But you know what? St. Luke's loves this community. And just like Jonah, we want to offer that message of hope, not just to the people of Ritchie County, but to everyone watching these devotions. Because God is a God of second chances and third chances and on and on and on. For God so loved the world. Yeah, it didn't say for God so loved the Baptists or the Pentecostals or for God so loved the Catholics or for God so loved. It says for God so loved the world. Yeah, that's you and me. So I hope that this message speaks to your heart today. And I hope you realize there is a God in heaven who loves you. And he sent his Son into the world. Not just for those people who sit in churches on Sunday morning or sits in their parking lots on Sunday morning. No, he sent his Son for you and me, all of us. Hey, this is Pastor Bill from St. Luke's United Methodist Church, Harrisville, West Virginia, Ritchie County, West Virginia. Wherever you are, hope you're happy, hope you're healthy, and hope you're safe. Have a great day, everyone, and God bless.